Major USCIS announcement just dropped. The U.S. immigration landscape is shifting yet again, and if you or a loved one plans to apply for a visa, renew one, or simply visit the United States, now is the time to pay close attention. The U.S. Department of State has just released a major update that will go into effect starting September 2nd, 2025, changing the way visa applications are processed and removing exemptions that many have relied on for years. Let's break it down so you know what to expect and how to prepare. Ending age-based interview waivers. All must now appear in person. Currently, under long-standing policy, children under the age of 14 and seniors over the age of 79 have been eligible to skip in-person interviews when applying for U.S. non-immigrant visas. This has made the process significantly easier for families and elderly travelers. But all of that is about to change. Starting September 2nd, 2025, all applicants, regardless of age, will be required to attend an in-person interview with a consular officer at their nearest U.S. embassy or consulate. The change comes in response to increasing concerns over identity fraud, security breaches, and system vulnerabilities that have been exploited in recent years. This move aligns with broader federal trends, like Social Security Administration reforms that now require in-person identity verification for certain high-risk transactions. The government's message is clear. Security comes first, even if that means additional inconvenience. Diplomatic and official visas no longer exempt. This new rule doesn't stop at tourists or business travelers. It will also apply to diplomatic and official visa categories, which historically have been granted broad exceptions. The following diplomatic and special visas will now require in-person interviews. A1 and A2, diplomatic and government officials. G1 through G4, representatives to international organizations. NATO 1 through NATO 6. TECRO E1 for certain Taiwan representatives. Previously, these high-level applicants were often granted interview waivers due to their status, but under the new policy, everyone is treated equally. The U.S. State Department is making it clear no one is above the rules. What about visa renewals? There's some good news for those renewing visas. The updated policy allows for limited interview waivers, but only under very specific conditions. You must be renewing a full validity B1/B2 tourist/business visa or a foil border crossing card. The renewal must occur within 12 months of the previous visa's expiration. You must have been at least 18 years old when your previous visa was issued. You must not have ever been denied a visa. If you meet these conditions, you may still qualify for a mail-in renewal process and skip the in-person interview. However, if any red flags appear on your application or history, consular officers can still require you to come in for a face-to-face interview at their discretion. Argentina joins the visa waiver movement. In another exciting development, Argentina has begun the process of joining the U.S. visa waiver program. On Monday, the government of President Javier Milei signed a declaration of intent with U.S. officials to allow Argentine citizens to travel to the United States without a visa for tourism or business. This move is being praised as a direct result of Argentina's low rate of visa overstays. According to the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, Argentina ranks among the most compliant Latin American countries, with the vast majority of its citizens returning home after their authorized stay. Currently, Chile is the only South American country participating in the visa waiver program. If Argentina's application is successful, it will join a prestigious list of countries, including Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and most of Europe. And rumors are swirling that El Salvador may be next in line, as President Nayib Bukele has also developed strong diplomatic ties with the U.S., particularly with the Trump administration. New U.S. visa interview waiver rules from September 2nd. Starting September 2nd, 2025, the U.S. Department of State is implementing stricter rules for non-immigrant visa applicants, significantly tightening eligibility for interview waivers. This policy shift marks a departure from the more relaxed measures introduced in February 2025 and is expected to impact thousands of Indian students, working professionals, tourists, and families preparing for U.S. travel. If you're planning to study, work, or vacation in the United States later this year, here's what's changing and how you can prepare. New visa interview rules. What's changing? Mandatory interviews for most non-immigrant visa categories. especially first-timers and renewals. Interview waiver period for B1/B2 business/tourist. Visa renewals is reduced from 48 months to just 12 months. Age-based exemptions for children under 14 and seniors over 79 are being removed in most cases. Even student FM, work H, and exchange J visa holders will generally need to appear for an interview even if they didn't in previous years. Who now must appear for a visa interview? As of September 2nd, the following applicants will typically be required to attend an in-person interview. New and renewal applicants for B1/B2 visas. Students applying for F and M visas. H-1B professionals and J exchange visa applicants. Children under 14 and seniors over 79. Applicants with previous visa refusals, unless overturned. Even if you previously qualified for the Dropbox facility or age-based exemptions, you might not qualify anymore. Consular officers retain the authority to request interviews. Even if you're technically eligible for a waiver, limited exceptions still exist. Applicants for diplomatic or official visas may still qualify for waivers. Additionally, renewals of full validity B1, B2, or border crossing cards could be eligible but only under strict conditions, and the final decision lies with the consular officer. What this means for Indian travelers and students. 1. Expect longer wait times. With more people required to attend interviews, expect significant delays in appointment availability, especially during university admission and holiday seasons. 2. Indian students face more challenges. Previously eligible for Dropbox renewals, most Indian students must now prepare for mandatory interviews, potentially affecting university reporting dates. 3. H-1B professionals may see travel delays. Indian H-1B holders renewing visas during home visits could face longer processing times, affecting their return to the U.S. 4. Less flexibility for tourists. B1/B2 applicants whose previous visas expired over 12 months ago will need to appear for interviews, affecting travel plans for both leisure and business. 5. Families must prepare thoroughly. The removal of age-based exemptions means kids and elderly travelers must also attend interviews, making family vacations and emergency travel more complex. 6. More paperwork, more costs. More interviews mean more documents, more travel to consulates, and potentially higher costs, especially for families or groups. How to navigate these changes. To stay ahead, check your eligibility for an interview waiver on the official U.S. Embassy website. Apply early, especially for student and work visas. Schedule appointments in advance. Don't wait until the last minute. Stay updated with any new announcements from your regional U.S. consulate.
Major USCIS announcement just dropped. These changes are coming to US visa policies starting September 2nd, 2025, affecting tourists, students, professionals, and families, especially Indian travelers. The US State Department is tightening rules for non-immigrant visas, making in-person interviews mandatory for nearly all applicants. This includes children under 14 and senior over 79, ending long-standing age-based expansions. Even diplomatic and official visa holders, e.g. NATO categories, will now need interview. While limited waivers remain for B1, B2 renewals, they are only available under strict conditions. Renewals within 12 months, no visa refusals, and applicants over 18. The changes aim to curb fraud and enhance national security. Indian student H-1B professionals and tourists should expect longer wait time, stricter documentation, and higher travel costs. Meanwhile, Argentina is applying to join the visa waiver program, potentially allowing visa-free US travel for its citizens. Final advice: apply early, stay informed, and check the US consulate site for updates. These changes will significantly impact travel and visa planning.